So let's start the today class, and in today class we are going to continue what we say tokenization and merge part itself. So in previous class we had discussed about exact match, and also we had seen that how to add exact match columns, how to define exact match rules, and with the help of exact match rules we had identified some match candidate. Today we are going to continue like we will just merge that match candidate and we will see that what is happening. So let's try to see that. So let's connect to our ORS. So we are working on MDM training. So in MDM training we have BEMP. So on top of that table we have defined what we say match and merge setup. So in path we are taking simple table. In match columns we had added one. So see, Ravi, what you were telling, what you had told now. So if you are getting this type
Yes,
of if you are getting this type of error at the time of saving it, so here you can see match or search strategy. So
okay,
try to select exact and try to select here. So try to add some match columns here. Like you can give some name here. Like if I want to create a match column, so exact match. So you can give like ex for exact, and like I can give EMP ID, and you can just take a EMP ID in that field and you can press OK. So just now you have added one EMP ID. What we say? Just now you have added one EMP ID exact match columns. Now you can go to the match rule set, and here just you can create a match rule set like this, and within that match rule set you can create a match rule. So for creating a match rule, just click on add, and here you can select the what the field you had created in the match rule columns. So you can select like EXEMP ID, and you can save it. Now once you will apply it and you will save it, then you will save it properly, no error you will get it. Okay, but if you have selected fuzzy something and you will try saving, then you will get an error. So it is setting it is
what
saying sorry,
in the match rules uh,
your voice is not audible,
hello.
Ravi. Yeah, tell me.
Uh, yes, in the match rule set, there was an option to change the strategy. So I changed it to exact.
Okay,
Even after that, I was facing that error.
so yeah, after changing the exact also you have to add some match columns, then you have to add some match rule sets, right? Within that.
I added 2 to 3 columns.
But here I am not getting
Two
any
to
error. Here you can see, so maybe you are missing something, that's why. Otherwise here also I could get error, right? Here also I am doing the same thing.
okay,
So just recheck it, just here filtered that you are selecting exact or fuzzy
okay, okay,
appropriately, and select the columns for exact and fuzzy appropriately, and create the match rules as per fuzzy and match fuzzy and exact, and then save it. It will, then after it should not throw any error. Okay,
okay.
so let's clear this. Yeah, so into yesterday class, let's check to the database. Like, so just now we have reset the database. So I have changed the match rules. So while saving it, it told it was we were getting some pop-up, right? Like, shall we reset the match tables or not? So I had clicked on yes, and all the match table has been reset. So we can run the match job again to get the match candidates. That's not the problem. So let's check CBMP. So let's go to data. So here, how this much data came? We had, yeah. So fine, we had created this much of data in landing table, right? So I think this data we had created in landing table. This data, 6 record. So we got the 6 record in the EMP. That's fine. Yes, I. So Ravi, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can.
Sai, I think you are not able to hear me, right? Sai, can you hear me? So in the previous class we had loaded all the data like 6 record in the landing table in the base subject table, and also we have a 6 record in xref table. As you know that all the record inserted in xref also, right? So today let's try to check a strp table. So as you know that in strp all the tokens will be available. So I think this table I have not discussed yet. So today we will discuss it. So that table will come in picture once we will go for learning fuzzy match. Okay, so we will discuss today. And in yesterday we had some data in match table because we had defined we had done the match job, but now we can see no data. So let's see the consolidation indicator. So consolidation indicator is 4 for all the records in the base subject, right? So that means all the records are ready for go for match or merge. These all are the new records, right? So let's go to the MDM and try to run the match job because we already have a data in the base object. So now we can go and run the match job. So before that, let's validate the match rules. So we are doing the matching on the basis of xemp name. So what are the content in that xemp name? We have emp name and emp id, right? So emp name and emp id. Do you have some yeah? So Sai had told like change it and run it. So yeah, previous day we had changed some data also, right, in base object for emp id. Let's check it. Yeah, so this data and this data. So this data we could get match candidate for these two record because emp id and emp name for this record is same, right? And yeah, so let's yeah, for this also this is same. So we are supposed to get two match pairs. So let's run the match job and let's see that are we getting match pairs or not. Let me validate again this match setting. So we have only one match rules. Okay, we have two match rules. So let me delete this. Yes, so let's go to batch viewer. We have to execute match process. We have to find the match candidate because we already have a data in base object. Now let's run the match for BMP. And here if you have one rule set, then if you select default also, then it will automatically pick this one rule set. So for one rule set you have no need to worry, just you can select default or you can select your match rule. It will take default that match rule only. Job is running. So we see that we got two match records. So two match record means two match pairs we received, right? So let's go to the MTCS table and see the match pairs. So once you run the match job, come to MTCS table. From here you can see your match candidate, like which record got matched with which record. So from here you can see like 2006 something 6 and 3 got match and 5 and 2 got match, right? And let's validate it. 5 and 2 I think is having the same emp id and name. Come to base object and come to 5. This is 5 and 5, this is 2. So for this is 200 is here you can see this is 200 name is same, 200 name is same. That's why this two record got matched. Again let's verify the second pairs. So second pair like 6 and 3, these two got matched. So let's see we do have data or not, same data or not. So 6 and 2, I think 6 is the last record and 2 is the second last. 6 is 3. So this is not 6 and 2, this would be 6 and this, right? 1 2 3, 6 and 3. The pair should be 6 and 3. Yeah, so pair is 6 and 3, right? So here you see as per the test data and what the configuration we had done for matching. As per that match configuration, MDM identified some match candidate. Okay, so now let's try to run it. So before running it, let's do one more configuration. Here accept all unmatched row as a unique. Here select yes, so that after merging it, one we can get a consolidation indicator as a 1. So I think we already have a data in MTCA that not reset. So you people should, again I am recapping it. So I have told you the consolidation indicator is very important, right? Always we have to move to and fro of this. So if you are let's recap it: 4, 3, 2, 1 and 9. So we have 5 flags, 5 value for consolidation indicator. 4 means new record, 3 means that is queued for match, queued for match, and the next 2 means match has been done. You can see match has been done, so that record is queued for merge, right? Because the next process is merge, right? And 1 means the record has been consolidated. Consolidated means record has been consolidated, means master record has been formed. And 9, we know that it is pending or hold. So the record will remain in base object, and we are going with the different processes. So how we can identify like which record is having what status, like which record is queued for match, or for which record match has happened, merge has happened. So on the basis of this consolidation indicator value, you can identify a record in the base object. So let's go to base object and now see the consolidation indicator. So here you can see the consolidation indicator is showing 2 because we have done the matching, right? So that's why the consolidation indicator changed to 2. Here you can see 2 means match has been done, queued for merge. So these records are ready for merge, means merge process has been done. Fine. So accordingly the consolidation indicator has been changed. And also in the previous class I had told like how the earlier that was 4 and now this is showing 2, now this is showing 2. So how that change from 4 to 2, like it directly change from 4 to 2, or it come via 3, like it change for first from 4 to 3, then 3 to 1. So this is a very important question in interview, like how that happens. So once you are running any match job, so at the time of running match job, suppose here is your match job. So before running the match job, what happens, MDM will change the consolidation indicator from 4 to 3 just before running the match job. Means once you have started your match job, so what MDM will do, it will try to find the record with consolidation indicator 4 and it will change to 3. And after running the match job, what will happen, that consolidation indicator 3 value will be changed to 2. That means MDM will understand that match has been done. Okay, so always keep in mind that conversion is happening like this before when we are triggering the match job. So MDM is capturing the record which is having the consolidation indicator 4 and it is changing to 3. That means it is making a queue for match, right? So it will change all the records from 4 to 3, then it will create a queue for match, then our match job will run, and once our merge job will be completed, then it will queue the record to the merge queue, right? So when the merge queue once the record will come to merge queue, that means it will have a consolidation indicator 2. Here, from here you can see match has been done, queued for merge, right? So this conversion is happening. So like in real time, people can ask, can you capture the record or see the record with consolidation indicator 3? So in real time, if you are running the job and if you have a huge volume of data, then if you will fire some query like select a star from a base subject table where consolidation indicator equal to 3, then at the time of running the job, you can capture the record. You can see some counts. Maybe that count could vary because maybe some record could be queued for merge. So you can get some means different count, but you can get some count. But once your job finished, once your match job finished, you cannot see the record with consolidation indicator 3 because all the record has been converted to 2, right? As we know that after completion of the match job, MDM will change the consolidation indicator of all the record which is had the consolidation indicator 3 from 3 to 2, right? So at the running of the job, you can capture some records. If you have a huge volume of data, of course you can get some count, but once your merge job will complete, you cannot see any record. You can only see the record of consolidation indicator 2 like this. So here you are getting the consolidation indicator 2. That means our record is ready for merge, right? So first of all, we need to see in merge rule. See, so there are two type of merge. Here we so there are two type of merge. So in match we had seen, there are two types of match, right? Match types, if you are telling, so we have two type of match. One is called exact match, which we are learning right now, and second is fuzzy match. So we will learn after this, after exact match. And there are two type of match. One is called auto merge, and the second is called manual merge. Okay. So in auto merge, what will happen? Record if you this part you have to configure in your match rules in match rules. So if you are configuring your match rule like that, after matching the record, that record should go in auto merge, or after the matching the record, that should go in the manual merge. So if here you can see, so in auto merge what will happen, if the record will go in auto merge queue, then we have to just run the auto merge job and merge will happen automatically. But if the record has been flagged as a manual merge, then you have to merge this record manually. You cannot merge that record with the help of any batch or any job. Okay. So how to configure this auto merge and manual merge? How MDM will identify that I have to flag this record as a auto merge, or I have to flag that record as a manual merge? So if you will come to your match rule, so here you can see there is one option, auto. Here you can see one auto. So this is no means we have not configured for auto merge, so this will go in manual merge queue. Okay. So if you want to so this will go in manual merge queue. So let's try to run the batch auto merge job, and let's see that it auto merge is identifying some records or not. Okay, so here you can see auto merge record equal to 4, auto merge record equal to 0, right? Because in auto merge it did not identify any record, because all the records were there in the manual merge queue, and here accepted as a unique record. So we had set here one configuration. If you come to here in schema, match and merge, in properties, here we had said like accept all unmatched record as a unique, right? So that's why this is taking the count. So this is taking all the 4 records as a unmatched record, and it is, I think, the consolidation indicator has been converted to 1. Let's come to base subject. Yeah, so for some of the record, here you can see the record which were not matched is change the consolidation indicator to 1, unmatched record, and the matched record, 2 record which were matched, that was remain 2. So we will better understand this once we learn what we say. We will see this in the kind of manual merge queue. So it's better do one thing. Let's do one thing, and let's try to run the match job again. So let's try to change our match rule to auto. So how to change this auto? So just click on no here, and here you can see auto. So just click here. Now your match rule has been set to auto. Now save it, and let's reset all the match tables, so that after matching we can get the merge record in a auto merge queue. So okay, so let's check the data in the respective tables. So here we have, so the YT object 1.
Can you please what is merge here?
Yeah, merge means see, if you have like in the previous class, in the first class, try to remember this one. In the first class we had seen this. the first class we had seen like what this example, right? Like if you have this record coming from other source system, this record coming from other source system, and if you have some trust setting, then on the basis of some trust setting, it identifies some golden copy of record, right? Golden copy or master record. So consolidation means we are consolidating the duplicate records and we are making a single record. So if MDM will identify like this record and this record are the same record, so it will try to make a master record out of these two record in the merge process. So merging process is means finding the master record out of the multiple record. Okay. So how it will identify like which record are the duplicate records? So that's why we are configuring the match job, because in the match job we will define some rule. So on basis of that rule, MDM will find some match candidate. So here we saw that we had some match candidate, right? So on the basis of that match candidate, it will merge the data. Merge means it will find the master data. Okay. So we will see it. Just let me change the match rules to auto. So we have changed the match rule to auto here. Let's okay, so let's do one thing for the time being. Now let's put on hold this part and let's create one query and package, so that most of the thing you people know like how to create query and package, right? So let me create a query and package so that I can view the data from data manager and merge manager. You remember that like when we had configured trust,
That is
so on that
data
time,
stable.
yeah, so one on that time, if you want to see any data or view any data from data store team, then you need to configure packages, right? So that part, that thing I am doing just now. So let's create a query group for EMP. So we will create a query so that and then we'll create a package. So this part already we have covered. So let's create a put query underscore. Now query is not put or display, so just we have to create a simple query. We can make package as a put or display. So query underscore emp.
The package where the user can make some manipulation of data, right? Is it?
Yeah. So Ravi, your voice is disturbing. Like it is means kind of lots of some noise. Yeah. So in query you can define the query as per your requirement. Like if you want to like if you want to rearrange the columns, you can do that. So let's rearrange the column in a beautiful way. So let's take a row ID object as your one. So from here you can move up and down. Let's take emp id as a second column and select, and let's emp name as a third column. Let's keep all the columns, but we are just arranging these columns to view the data. So this part we have already covered. So now yeah, come to package. Let's create one package. So pkg. So we know that if you want to available this package or visible this package in data or merge manager, then we have to make this package as a putable, right? So let's create a put package. So how to create a put package? Just we have to enable this put option, and here you have to select the query, what the query we have created. Just finish it. From here also you can view the data, or from the query also you can view the data. Here also you can view the data, but from here you cannot do any edit or anything, any manipulations. But from data manager or merge manager you will have some functionality, so that you can, from here you can see now that table is available because we have defined some packages. So let's select the packages, and from here we can see all the data. Like with the help of data manager, you can see all the data in the base subject, or on the like if you have defined your package on the base subject, then you can view the data on the base subject table. If you have defined your package on the stage tables, you can see the data for stage tables. So like as per configuration in a package, you can view the data from the data manager. So here you can see all the data. So let me brief about some data manager today, because data manager is very important in a match and merge. So in data manager, here you can see we have three sections. First section is instances for BEMP via package this. So these instances what we are seeing, that is coming with the help of package this pkg emp pit, right? So what the field you will take in this package, that field will, only that field will be visible here. So if you will take only like 4 to 5 columns in your query, then only 4 to 5 columns you can see here, right? So as per requirement you can create a query and package and you can see the data here. So the first segment is that we are seeing the data from the base object, and here you can see instances of BMP, that means we are able to see the data of base object of employee. The second segment here in 2, you can see the cross reference instances. So if you are clicking on any data, then you can see the respective cross reference data, because in cross reference you know that we have the PKSRC object also, right? So here you can see the PKSRC object for this record. Like for MPID 200, the PKSRC is 500. You can validate it from database also. For this 200, what is the row ID object we have? Let's recheck it, what the value we are getting. In cross reference for row ID object 2005 something, and MPID 200. So see, if you are talking about base object now, so always concentrate on row ID object, because row ID object is the primary key, right? Here you can see 200 and 200 are same. MPID could be same, but this will always be unique. So let's consider this one like 2005. For this we are getting PKSRC object 500. So let's validate this record for 2005. What is the PKSRC object we have? 500. Why is it showing 500? This table we are seeing for 2005. Okay, so we had executed what we say. Let me see, 2005. This is showing a PKSRC object as a 500, and row ID object as a 500, like 2005. Let's check our stage table, what the data we are having in a stage for EMP. So for EMP we have a 6 record in a stage. So yeah, because we had done some data manipulation directly in base object, right? You remember, right, Sai? So as per your questions, I had done some data manipulation. Like I had changed some kind of employee ID and something in base object. Okay, that's why I'm getting some random data. I'm not getting uniform data. So let's do one thing. Let's run the load job again so that you can get uniform data and we can verify your cross reference. Because in the previous class we had done change some data from here, like MPID and something. So that's why I'm not able to verify cross reference data correctly. So let's do one thing. Let's load the actual correct data from a stage table. So for that we need to truncate this table. So let's truncate it. It is truncated. Do we have anything match? Nothing match. Nothing. So now let's run the load job so that we can get the fresh data from a stage table, right data, because we had done some data manipulation directly in base object to do some testing. So let's run the load job to get the actual data. Yeah, 6 record inserted. Let's check it. So here you can see like 1 2 3 4 5 something row ID object has been generated, and we got the EMP ID and EMP name correctly. Let's check XREF table. So in XREF also we are getting a right. Now you can verify your data from data manager. Let me refresh it. Let me reconnect it. Yeah, so for row ID object like 4005 something, now here you can see we are getting a right EMP ID 500. You can validate it from XREF. That is from base subject. So in base subject, if you want to see, For 4005 we have the employee ID 500, right? And now let's validate this record in cross reference. So for 4005 row ID object, for this record we have PKSRC object also 500. So let's check it. So yeah, so here you can see if you are clicking on this record, so this is showing the cross reference part, right? So here you can see the PKSRC object 500. So if you are clicking on any record, like here, any one, so the best thing is that in one screen you can see the cross reference data also, and you can see the cross reference and base object data in a comparison way also. Like in third segment, here you can see the cell data. Cell data means you can see the data on the basis of columns. Like you can see the row ID object value in the base object table and row ID object value in the cross reference table. You can see employee ID value in the base object table, employee ID value in the cross reference table, right? So that's why from here means we can see the records, base object record and cross reference record clearly. So that's why I configured it. And yeah, so here you can see the consolidation indicator changed to 4. Why? Because just now we have truncated the table and we have run the load job. So if data is coming from a stage table through some batch, then by default MDM will consider this record as a new record, and it will flag that record as a consolidation indicator 4, because you know that 4 is representing the consolidation indicator as a new record, right? So now let's see that if we have a EMPID, like EMPID are not matching. So if you will run the match job this time, we will see we will not get any match tokens, because we have defined our match rules on the basis of EMPID and EMP name. So some of the EMP name are same, but here you can see no of the EMPID are same, right? So we have to change our match rule to get the match tokens. Otherwise, you will not get any match token. If you want to verify, then let me run the match job. Let me run the match job and let's verify it. Where is match job? Yeah, this is the match job of employee, right? Let me run it. So this time we are supposed to not get any match tokens, right? Here you can see no match tokens we receive. But consolidation indicator will change from 4 to 2 because match has been done. So here you can see consolidation indicator changed from 4 to 2, right? So and also we did not receive any data in MTCS table. From here you can see you cannot get any match candidate, because as per data we have defined match rule on the basis of employee ID and employee name, and on the basis of employee ID and employee name we don't have any matching candidate. So let's modify our, so from this we can exclude employee ID, because this field we are using in match rule set. Like exact EMP name, you can see we are using in the match rule here in the EXEMP name. So what the columns you will select in this field EXEMP name, those all the columns will be combinedly compared. So now we are comparing only employee name. So now we are supposed to get some matched candidate this time. So here you can see our match table is reset, and let's see the data from here only, from batch from data manager. So always try to have habituate with working with data manager and merge manager, so that you can be friendly with this data store tools. So 3 segments are here: base subject record, cross reference record, and base subject and cross reference record in a comparison way, right? Yeah, so here you can see the consolidation indicator change from 2 to 4, because we have just now reset the match rules, right? So now let's yeah, so we have changed our match rules for employee name only. Now let's run the match job again, and let's see that are we getting some match candidate or not. So this time you see we got 2 match candidate, that was expected. So let's check your MTCH table. Now refresh it. So here you got your match candidate, we have validated it also, that's fine, right? So if you want to, so if some of the record has been matched, some of the record has been identified for merge, like some of the record has been identified for consolidation, then this record you can see in the merge queue. Like if you can see here, so this record is having consolidation indicator 2, right? So all the record which may have any consolidation indicator, those all will be visible in data manager. So in data manager always you can see the record, but in merge manager you can only see the record which is having a consolidation indicator equal to 2 or 9. So let's see this. So from here you can see get count, so that you can get some idea like do you have any data in merge manager or not. So here it is saying 6 data. Why? Because here you can see 6 data is queued for merge. That's why we can see the 6 data in the merge manager. Let's select the package appropriately. Yeah, so here you can see consolidation indicator 2 and you can get total 6 data here. Let me move down. So here you can see your 6 data which is queued for merge. Fine. And as we have set the uh, rule for the auto merge from base object, how you can see? So come to MTCS table and from here you can see auto merge indicator, like what the match pair you had received. So for that match pair we are getting auto merge indicator equal to 1. That means that record has been queued for auto merge. Okay. So previous time we had run the auto merge job, so we saw that no consolidation happened, only unique record was got changed from consolidation equal 2 to 1. Now this time we will see some merge will happen, actual merge will happen. So let's run the merge job. Go to page viewer. Now run the merge job for this. Here you can see previous time we had record 0 count here, right? Or this time we are getting auto merge record equal to 2, accepted as unique record equal to 4. Now go to database and see the record here. So here you can see these two record like Sujit, come if you want to verify, come to X-ray, because see after the merge, see here you can see we had 6 record in base object, right? But after running the merge we are getting 4 record. So where 2 record gone? Where 2 record gone? So that record are losers. So if you are finding some match candidate, like if you are finding a 2 match candidate or 1 match candidate, that means 2 records are matching. That means after running the merge job, what will happen? Out of these 2 record, only 1 record will become the survivor record, only 1 record will become the master record, and other record will be deleted from base object. Okay. So we had two pairs of matches. Let me complete. So we had 2 pairs of matches. So out of 2 pairs, that means out of 4 record, 2 record got master record and 2 record become the loser. So 2 record has been deleted from base subject. That's why we got the 4 record out of 6 record. Yeah, tell me the question.
So just like how system knows out of two record, which one is the master record? How system knows?
Yeah. So like you want to see like which record should become the master record and which record should be the loser, right? So for that actually we have not configured any, here you can see I think we have not configured any system and trust. We have not defined any trust setting, right? So of course the trust score for all the records are same. So now let's see which record are becoming the winner. So for that let me select this record in an Excel sheet, then we will understand it. So this is our base subject record. Fine. And let me select the cross reference record also. This is our cross reference record. So here you can see, yeah, here you have to remember one thing in cross reference. So see, Sai, for the time being, just forget like which record become the master record. For time being, just forget it. Just concentrate on one thing. Like you can ask one question. Like we had match pairs of like a 2 record. Like suppose 3 and 5 something. So out of 3 and 5, suppose 5 become the winner. Then where 3 gone? Like if 3 has been deleted from base object, But if you want to track back that record, then how you can track? And how MDM is managing, and how MDM is auditing the record, like after merging, if duplicate was found, then after merging only it is keeping one single record as a master record. Then what is happening to the loser records, where those are storing, and how we can backtrack that record? And if you want to unmerge that record, then how MDM will unmerge it? If you run the unmerge job, then on what basis MDM can unmerge it? So let's focus on this point first. So what happens if you run the merge job? So first it will look for the consolidation indicator 2 record, and it will see the merge table. So in merge table we will have a kind of merge candidate. Now after running the merge candidate has been truncated. So after running the merge table will always be truncated. So once you run the merge job, we had seen that we had some merge candidate, right? So once you run the merge job, some MDM will do the lookup in this MTCS table. It will find the match candidate. Then it will see the trust value. If the trust value is same, it will see the last updated value. And if it will try to take a master record as a for those record which is having the maximum value of last update date, which are the recent records. In the case of same trust value, it will look for the same last update maximum last updated value. Okay, and for that value it will make that record as a master record. So let's verify that record, like in a cross reference we have. Yeah, before that let me tell one thing more. So in cross reference, here you can see there is one more column has been generated, that is called, where it is, original OID object here. So these come in picture. So this is very important to understand actually how the merge is happening. Where that gone? Let me drag it to the OID object so that we can differentiate it. Yeah, so yeah, here. So here you can see we have OID object and original OID object. So all of us know that cross reference maintains the origin of the data, so that with the help of cross reference we can backtrack the record. So cross reference is very important if you want to backtrack the record. So in case of merging also, cross reference is managing all the things. How that is managing? Let's see that. So now if you come to cross reference, you will see that for some of the records we will have same row ID object. We are in the cross reference table, right? We are seeing the row ID objects. Yeah. So now here you can see for these two record, the row ID object value is same. But earlier, before running the merge job, when we had loaded the data, we had a different value, like we had a 6 value of this row ID object value. But after running the merge, here you can see it is showing two pairs of record for the same row ID object. What is the meaning of this? Because after running the merge, like suppose there are two people Sai and Amit. So after doing some agreement, Amit is saying that I will be the point of contact, Sai will not be the point of contact. So Amit will be the kind of value which you decide in row ID object in both the record. And for if you want to backtrack the Amit, like who are the partners and who are the people before that Amit, then you can have a look on this original row ID object value. And from here you can see the actual row ID object value of the record. So here you can see for these two record, let's try to understand. For these two record, we have the different value of original row ID object. For this, we have same value. For this we have the different value. So the meaning of this is what? This record, like this whole record, had the row ID object value of 2, but after merging, 4005 record become the winner, and the row ID object of this record changed to this record, because that record become winner at the time of merging, right? So if you want to backtrack, like for this record, who has participated in match and merge, so from here you can see, if you will do the query on this XREF table where row ID object equal to this, then from here you will get two record, right? And once you will have a look on this original row ID object value, then you can identify that there was one record whose row ID object was 5, and there was second record whose row ID object value was 2. And after merging, for both the record, the row ID object value changed to same, and original row ID value was saved in the original row ID object column of the XREF. So from here you can identify the merge candidate after running the merge job, because after running the merge job you are only having the single record. Out of these two record, you will only have the winner record. Like from here we can see the winner is 4005. How? Because for both the records the row ID object is 5. So from here you cannot see 4002 record, something like this record. Let's go to base subject and let's try to see. You cannot see the row ID object 4002 because 4002 was loser, right? And 4005 was the winner. So that's why only 4005 record was there in the base object. And for backtracking the record, MDM kept that loser row ID object value in original row ID object value column, and it assigned the master record row ID object value in the row ID object column. And for this record it will remain same, like it was a master, so the loser and the original value and the master record value is same. But for this record you can see the value has been changed. Likewise the same thing is happening for these two record also, because we had two pairs, remember it. So for one pair that thing has happened. For the second pair, like we had a pair of 3 and 6. For this pair of record, here you can see the row ID object is same, 6 6. That means 6 become the winner and 3 was the loser. So if you come to base object, you cannot see 3. Row ID object 3 you cannot see here. So you cannot see, you can see only 6. That was the winner, right? So that's why we can see the winner record in the base object. So if you want to backtrack this match candidate, you can come to XREF, you can fire a query on a row ID object and you can see these two records. So from here we can identify like two records got participated in match, and after running the merge job, for this record become the winner. That's why the row ID object of this record got stamped with this record. So from here we can identify that record become the winner, right? So that is clear. Now the as per your SI question, like which record should become the winner out of the two record, how we can identify, or how MDM can identify. Let's try to analyze this. So let's try to analyze, like we had two record, like let's try to analyze this two record. We had these two match candidate, right? Because for these two match candidate we can see the same row ID object value, right? So let's see the SRC LUD value of this two record. So all of you know that what is SRC LUD? This value is coming from the last updated column of the stage table. Always you have to remember, right? If you are running the stage job and load job properly, then this SRC LUD is coming from the last update column of the stage table. But in real time, you will see that if some update will happen from data manager, merge manager, IDT or SIF, then in that case it may change. So in that case you may get some other value, okay? But here we had just run the simple batch, so that's why that value is representing the last updated value of the stage table data. So let's try to differentiate two records. So what are the value of the last updated? So for 4003 record we have the last updated 26 October something, and if you come in a minute hours, so this is 252:38, right? And for this record we have a last updated 252:45. So this record is having the maximum value of last update date, right? For 4006 original row ID object value 4006, you can see the last updated value is bigger as compared to this. This is a 252:38 and that is 45. That's why this 4006 record become the winner and that become the loser, because we had not defined any trust, right? So if the trust is same for both the candidate, then MDM will look have a look on the SRC LUD data and the XREF, and then it will find the master record. So Sai, I think that is the answer of your question. Now you can identify, right? So for these two record, this was the maximum value, so that's why that become the winner. And let's try to see these two records. So for these two record also, Here you can see 54, 24, and this is 43. So 43 is bigger, right? So that's why this 4005 become the winner. Here you can see. Also,
But Sujit,
yeah,
yeah, that is I understand. But from IDD also we can configure the trust, right?
from IDD, what is the need of trust? Yeah, of course, configure the trust if you want to change the trust. If you want to update the trust setting from IDD, also you can do that. From a data manager, from merge manager also you can change the. Sorry, from data manager also we can change the trust setting. From here, if you come, sorry, if you come to data manager, so I think from here we are not able to, but in merge manager I think we are able to do that. Actually, we have not defined any trust on any columns, that's why we are not able to do that. But if you define some trust configuration, then you can edit that trust value from here, from merge manager also, or from IDD also you can do that. But here you can see in system and trust we have not defined any trust, so that's why we are not able to see that. So see, just after completing the fuzzy match, I will just properly, we will properly arrange configure the trust for the multiple source system, and we will see that for like if we are giving a trust of 90 for some of the record, and we are giving a trust of 80 for some of the record, so which record are becoming the winner, we will see it. But before that I want to complete fuzzy match also, because fuzzy match is a part of match, right? So let's complete the match process and merge process completely. Then once we will complete match and merge, then we can configure some trust setting here, and we will see the end to end merging. Fine.
Okay, sure.
So I think we don't have any problem with match, exact match. So if you have any problem with exact match, tell me. So always try to understand this concept. What the thing I told in XREF, right? So actual story is happening in XREF, right? Here you can see out of multiple record, we are only seeing viewing the master record. So from here we cannot differentiate anything. You cannot tell anything what happened in backend after running the merge job. Before running the merge job, of course, you have the data in cross reference in match tables, so you can find out something. But if you have run your merge job, then the story has finished, so you can backtrace that story only from the XREF table. And how to backtrace? You know that there is a concept of what we say row ID object and original row ID object, right? So try to have a look on these two columns, then you can get something idea, like which record got merged with which record. Because once you will give an instruction to MDM for unmerging the record, like there is a one job here also you can see in the batch viewer for unmerging. Where is the unmerge job? Auto match and merge, clean merge. Yeah, manual unmerge. There is a manual unmerge, and from merge manager also we can do unmerge. Here you can see. Here you can see merge the unmerged record. Oh, so we are connected with no, from data manager we can do the unmerge. So if you let me replace it. So from data manager, let me click on this. Yeah, so here if you hover on it, so it is saying for unmerge, right? So from here also you can give the instruction for unmerging. Like you are telling MDM that I want to unmerge the record. What the record you have merged after running the merge job, I want to merge, I want to unmerge that record. I want to separate that record. Then try to understand how MDM can do that work. So that if you are giving a unmerge instruction to MDM for this particular record, let's see for this particular record. So for this particular record, MDM will see that the row ID object value is 6, and now it will come to XREF table, and it will see the original row ID object value and the row ID object value in the XREF table. Here you can see. Now it will come to XREF table, and it will see that for this row ID object, where the match candidate. So from here it will find the original row ID object value, and now it can easily say that these two record got merged and become the single record. So once you will give the unmerge instruction to MDM, so from here it will find that these two were the merge records. So now it will unmerge those two records, and you will see that row ID object 4003 something is also available here. So let's try to unmerge the record, and let's see that is this record is available in base subject or not after unmerging it. So how to unmerge? So you can do two type of unmerge. Like you can do unmerge from here also, or you can do unmerge from we saw that from batch viewer also, from here also, right? So let's do the unmerge from data manager so that we can visualize the things. So we are unmerging 4006, remember it. So we are expecting that once these two record will unmerge, then for these two record we have the one, where is the original OID object? Yeah, this is, yeah, here there is the original OID object. So here you can see we are expecting that 4003 something should also come in the base object now after unmerging, right? So now let's, you have to select appropriate record. Now click on unmerge. So it will ask confirmation, do you want to unmerge the record? Yes. So this is saying base object record 3 and 6 were unmerged successfully. So just you had clicked on 6, so MDM identified that there were two merge candidate for these 3 and 6. How it identified? This identified from cross reference table. Now okay, so now if you come to your base object table, so we had only 4 record, remember it, and we don't had 4003 something. Now let's refresh it, and now you can see 4003 also came. So now MDM understood your instruction for unmerging, and it separated the two record, right? So if you are coming to xref, let's come in xref, let's refresh it, and row ID, yeah. So here you can see, you can also see the row ID object 4003 separately. For so for 4006 you can see only one record. There are no more record, no pairs for the 4006 here, right? Because we have just unmerged it. Fine. So on the basis of this cross reference data, on basis of row ID and original row ID object, it is unmerging the record. And after unmerging, we saw that this record become the separate record. This become record the individual record now. And after merging, keep in mind one thing. After merging, the record which had the consolidation indicator 1, that will remain consolidation indicator 1. And the record which was the loser, that will have the consolidation indicator 4. So that will be treated as a new record in the MDM, because that has come from the unmerge. Okay. So always keep in mind that after unmerging, like if you have merged 5 records and they have become the one record. So if you will unmerge those 5 records, so the master record will have the consolidation indicator value as a 1 as it is, and remaining 4 records will have a consolidation indicator equal to 4. Likewise we saw here, right? So let's unmerge the second record also. So second pair we have for 4005. Here you can see the 2 record, right? So let's unmerge this record. Here you can see 5 and 2 unmerge. Now let's reload. So here you can see 2 also. Now we have 6 record. If we refresh it, so now here you can see we received our 6 record in base subject after unmerging. And here also you can see after unmerging, the one record gained the consolidation indicator of 4, and the master record has the same consolidation indicator as a 1, right? So merging and unmerging is a clear, right? And in case of trust score equal, how this is selecting the master record, that thing is also clear, I think. And we have also completed the exact match. Fine. Now let's try to move on the fuzzy match. So before that, if anyone have question, then tell me.
And Sujit, why do we actually use this unmerging process in real time?
Sorry?
In real time, why do we use this unmerging? What is the need?
Okay, so in real time, suppose what you will see, like in real time, you will play with millions of records, right? There will be a huge volume of records. So in real time, if you have run your auto merge job and someone has identified, like you have your job has merged the wrong records, so that happens sometimes. So once you will configure match rules, so maybe those all the things will happen automatically, right? Once you will configure the match rules. So once you will configure the match rules, so automated thing will happen. So maybe sometimes MDM can identify some wrong candidates for matching, and that wrong candidate will got merge. Okay, but business will tell us like these 2 records are not supposed to merge. These 2 records are separate record. So please unmerge these 2 record. Okay, so we will get this type of instruction from business. Then we have to unmerge that record in that case. That is the
But
significance of unmerging.
we do use validation, right?
Yeah. So what the trust validation and match rules we are using, okay? What the thing we are using for making the things automated? Apart from this also, there some exception happens in real time. Okay, like what the trust validations, like you are telling, like with the help of validations you are downgrading the trust score, so there is no chances of there is no chances of wrong thing can happen, right? You are telling this thing, right? But in real time,
Correct.
yeah, so there would be few records, like one or two record out of lack of records, so there could be a few of records which could have a wrong which could wrongly merge. Okay, so the ratio will be very few. So for that record, we will get a notification from business that please unmerge these records. So we will unmerge those records, and we will make these two records as a separate record. Likewise, here you can see, like after merging, these two records are behaving as a separate record, right? So in that case, we can go for unmerging. But in real time, we always do have to unmerge some record, because our job will run automatically. We will schedule the job, so maybe that most of the time we get some of the record as wrongly merged. Okay, so we'll get notification from business, and we will unmerge the record manually from the data manager, from the merging data manager, right? So how to unmerge the record? We saw that from the data manager we have the option to unmerge the record, right? So in that case, we have to unmerge the record. Now let's try to concentrate on fuzzy match. So see, fuzzy match is very important, because in real-time project you will see that out of 100, only 10% weightage will have exact match, 90% weightage will have the fuzzy match. So fuzzy match is very important, where most of the time and most of the effort will give on fuzzy match. So now if we are coming to fuzzy match, then one more process will come in picture, that is called tokenization. So now tokenization will come in picture, because in exact match we don't had any process related to tokenization, right? Because just after getting the data in base object, we were loading the data directly into the, means we were directly running the match job. We are not doing any tokenization something, right? And then we were directly running the merge. Then after we got the master record, right? But if your match strategy is a fuzzy match, then in that case you will see, before running the match job you have to run the tokenization. So what is tokenization, what is a fuzzy? Let's try to see it. So what happens in real time? So in real time, what happens, like you could have multiple columns of data, right? In a table you could have a multiple columns. So let's suppose there is a address column, or there is a name column, right? So in the name column you will have employee name columns. So we know that from the different sources, like from the different sources for the same customer, we can get the different value. Like let's try to come on the day first example. So from here you can see, as the customer is same, but from this source system we are getting name something like this, and from this source system for the same customer we are getting name something like this, right? So here if you will apply the exact match logic on the name field, your MDM will not be able to identify these two records as the same record, because MDM finds the exact match candidate after comparing the complete string, after comparing the complete information. If anything difference will happen, it will not flag that record as a match candidate, remember it. Okay, but you can say, like, so how we can flag these two record as a match record, although these two records are not same, but these two records are belonging from the same customer. So for that purpose we have to move to the fuzzy match strategy. So to overcome the drawbacks of exact match, we have to come to fuzzy match. So see, in fuzzy match, what happens? If partial of the strings will also match, then MDM can understand that these two records are same record. So in case of fuzzy match, it is not mandatory that the two records should be 100% same. If the two records are multiple records would partially same, like 90% or 80% also same, then MDM is having an intelligence. It will first generate the match tokens, and on the basis of that tokens, it understand like these two records are same record or not, although these two records are not 100% same. Fine. So fuzzy match we adopt in the case of we are understanding that our records may be same or may not be same, because may be same if you are using an exact match. So for may be same, that's fine, exact match will work fine. But if may not be same, if maybe partial same, in that case exact match will fail, right? So we always use most of the time fuzzy match, because in fuzzy match we can find the match candidate if the partial of the strings are also matching. Fine. So like if we have this type of data, then we can get some match candidate with the help of fuzzy match. But 100% sure we will not get a match candidate in case of exact match, because these two strings are not exactly same. Now this is the theory of fuzzy match. Now what is the theory, what is the meaning of tokenization? So what happens, like let me come here. So why we generate the tokens before in case of fuzzy match? So suppose there is a one name like this, Sujit, and there is second name something like Sujit 1. Someone has given a kind of wrong name, like they have given 1 by mistake. But these two records are suppose belonging from the same customer. So what MDM will do, it will generate some match tokens on the basis of information. Like in match tokens, we will see that there is a two important column. There is one column that is called, let's see that columns come to key data, key and data. There are two columns come to strp tables. There is SSA key and SSE data. So we have two important columns, that is SSA key and the second one is SSA data. So these two columns will play a big role for tokenization. So SSA key, we will see that will be the encoded value, that will be some kind of alphanumeric and some special character will be there in SSA key, that will be generated randomly by MDM. And for SSA data, we will see it will have some alphanumeric value. It will contain our information, what the information will have in the name field, address field. It will contain that information, and it will have some kind of numerical value as well. So that key and that data will be generated randomly by MDM. So for one record, how many key and how many data should be generated? How many? So this combinedly key and data is called tokens. Okay. So this combined key and data we will call as tokens. So we will see this in a detail once we will see the practical. So on high level, just have a look on this. So for one record, MDM can generate multiple tokens, right? It can generate multiple SSA key and data. We will see it. So it depends on a configuration, like what the configuration we are doing. On that basis, it will generate multiple key and data. We will see the different configuration. Likewise, this it will also generate the different SSA key and data for the second record also, for this record also. Okay. So depends on the string, it will generate SSA key and data combinedly. So in a combined way, this is called as tokens. So it will generate the multiple tokens for the same record. After generating the token, once you run the match job, then it will internally some algorithm has been defined inside the MDM. So that algorithm will apply it on the tokens, and it will try to find the data, same data, with the help of that match tokens. Okay. So in case of fuzzy, some kind of methodology has been defined, and process has been defined in the inside MDM. So we have to adopt that process. Like we have to first generate the tokens, then we have to run the match job. So with the help of tokens, MDM can easily identify the same record if the records are partially matching, all the records are partially matching. That thing we are going to see just now. Okay. So how to do the configuration for fuzzy match? So for that also the same thing we have to adopt. Go to properties, go to match merge search strategy. Here we have used exact, right? So now let's select a fuzzy, and once you select the fuzzy, here is you see that one thing enabled, fuzzy population. So in fuzzy population you can see there is only one drop down, that is demo. So what is the use of this fuzzy population? Like if you are enabling exact match, then that was disabled. But if you are enabling fuzzy, then why this is enabled and what is the significance of this? So see, in fuzzy we are going to match the data which may be 100% same or which may not be 100% same, which may be partially same, right? So this data, for this data we are going to find the match candidate with the help of fuzzy strategy. So this is giving option of fuzzy population, because what happens, like for some of the records, for some of the populations, like let me open one sheet. Yeah, for some of the record, like in US population, Robert and Bob, these two people are kind of, these two names are treated as the same name. So in India, if you, I will say there is a one Robert record and one is a Bob record, so we will understand that these two are the separate people, right? But in US population, they means consider that these two are the same person. Same like this, there are some Mike and Michael. So in US, these two name belongs to the same customer, kind of same person. But in India, if you will see Mike and Michael, then you will understand these two are the different person, right? So as per the different geographical populations, we do have some variations like this, right? Like in India, we do say like Sri Ram. Someone tells Ram, something like this, right? But they belongs to the same person, Ram, right? So something like that, we do have this type of variations in the different populations. So if you want to apply fuzzy match on a particular set of population, like if you have a US data and on the top of US data you want to apply the fuzzy match population, then you have to buy one extra license from MDM, from Informatica, for the US fuzzy match population. Then they will provide some extra license, they will provide some extra file, and once that you will integrate that file, then here you can see one more drop down. So from there you can select like a US fuzzy population, something like that, okay, and you can select it and you can save it. Then that particular misconfiguration will understand, like if Robert and Bob, if you are getting, then it will internally understand that these two are the same person, okay. So for the different population we could have a different we have to buy the different license and we have to integrate here, and then we will get that value in a drop down, because this is the, we have not any license for this extra, so that's why we are getting only demo, right? So just hold for 1 minute. Yeah guys, so we are going to see the tokenization process which will involve in the fuzzy match, right? So we are discussing about match and search strategy. So for fuzzy we have to select fuzzy out of fuzzy and exact, we have to select fuzzy, and here you have to select respective fuzzy population in real time project. So this is we have not taken any extra license for this fuzzy population, that's why we can only see one option, demo, okay. So these two things you have to select from here. Now come to path. So in path we are just taking a one single table. In a second example we will see some we will take some other tables, we will combine some other tables also, and we will try to define the match rules. In the match columns the things are same, but here you have to let me show one more thing. Like if you are selecting exact here, and if you are saving it, so here you can see in match columns we are not able to see any key type or key with something, right? Just we are getting kind of field name, and we are getting a like which column we are selecting in the field name, right? So try to concentrate here. But if you are selecting a fuzzy here, if you are saving it, okay, don't save it, just select it. Then in fuzzy columns here, match columns, you can see some other configuration. Apart from these two are there in the exact, right? Match columns like field name and selected columns, these two are there in the exact match. But now we got one extra component, that is fuzzy match key component. Within that we have some kind of configurations, like we have key type, we have key width, and we have path component. Three component we have. We will see it one by one. That is very important to understand. So in key type, once you are expanding it, you can see there are some category of data like person name, organization name, address name, right? Address something. So as per your data, you have to select appropriate category. Why? Because if you are not selecting appropriate category, then MDM will not help you to find the match candidate or to generate the match tokens. But if you are selecting appropriate category, then MDM will help you to generate the appropriate tokens, because for each category, for each key type, there is some algorithm defined inside the MDM, okay, in the backend of MDM. So if you are selecting a special key type, that means as per your data, you are selecting a appropriate key type, then that particular algorithm will be applied internally. Okay. So here we are talking about employee data and we are talking about name field, right? So let's take this name field could belong from the person name, right? So let's select this person name key type. Fine. If your address, you see that that address is related to address, sorry, your information is related with address, then you can select address. If your information is related with organization, then you can select organization. So here our information is related with employee name in the data, what the test data we have created. So that test data is belonging from person name, so we are taking person. Fine. So in key type, that configuration we have to select. Now come to key width. In key width, you can see 4 options. So what is the significance of this key width? So see, so what the thing we had discussed, like here it will generate tokens, multiple tokens, right? We had discussed like it will generate multiple tokens for the same record. So here, as per the configuration of the key width, it will generate the number of different tokens. Like if you are selecting a standard, then you will see the number of tokens generated will be different. If you will select extended, then it will be number of tokens different. So the number of tokens generated will be different for each key width. So what is the significance of this key width? The question is that what is the use of this key width? So on high level, if you are selecting extended, then it will generate maximum tokens in case of extended, okay, and in case of a standard, it will generate kind of average number of tokens, like this is a most recommended standard, okay. So in a standard it will generate kind of suppose in a standard it is generating 10 tokens, so in standard it will generate more than 10 tokens, maybe 12, 13, 14, okay. Only the number of tokens are different for different key width, nothing else. And if you are selecting limited, then it will generate less tokens with respect to a standard. So in a standard, if it is generating 10 tokens, then you can expect less tokens in limited. In limited, maybe you can get 7, 8, 9 up to 10 tokens, right? And in preferred, it will only generate 1 tokens for each record. In case of preferred, it will only generate 1 tokens for each record. The question is like which key width we should use in our practical work. So it depends on your data, right? Because you can see that this extended is better one because it is generating maximum tokens. So it kind of find out the records in a better way, right? We can say because this is generating much and more tokens. But the drawback of this is that in case of millions of record, it may be that if your string is bigger, okay, if your information is bigger, then it can generate like 100, 200 or 20 tokens for one record. So in real time you can see that it will generate lots of tokens for millions of record, right? So it will become very expensive as part of performance. So always keep in mind and be very careful while selecting key width, because person will ask like how you tune your match rules. So you have to tell like as per requirement we have to select appropriate key width. Otherwise if you will select key width extended for all the match rules and for all the match strategy, then it will become very expensive as part of performance. It will take lots of time, right? So if you can see that MDM is finding the right candidate or right matches for limited, then go for limited, because in limited it will generate less tokens, so it will take less time as compared to extended, right? But for some of the requirement you can see apart from extended none of them are able to find the match candidate, then in that case you have to go for extended, right? So it's not no hard and fast rule that you have to go for particular logic. As per your data you have to select the appropriate key width. Okay, so let's for the timing let's select a standard. We will select each and every one and you will see the number of tokens generated. Okay, so let's for time being select a standard. And here in path component, as we have only one table, that's why from here you can see only one table. But once we will add some tables here in path, from here after selecting on plus sign in the upcoming examples, we will see that we will get more table here. You are not able to identify the record on the basis of employee name. So you want that I also need to compare the address of that employee, right? So for address you have to go into the different table, address table, right? So for that you have to define the path for that table, and you have to combine that table here. Then you will be able to define the match rules on the address columns also apart from employee. Fine. So we'll see it in the next example. So for the time being, if you are selecting person, so here one field will be generated by default. Like here if you are selecting organization, so here organization name will be generated by default. Here you can see. And these two field we had created in case of exact, right? So here you can see the column type is exact. So these two columns we had created for the exact, so that will remain as it is. So yeah, so let for we have actually selected person, so here one person name field will be generated default. Okay, so in the field name you know that we can select if you want multiple columns, you can select same like exact. These two things are same as exact. Okay, so if you want to select multiple columns you can select, or if you want to select a single column you can select. So actually we are doing comparison on the basis of employee name, so that's why I am taking only employee name here. Now yeah, now come to match rules, and here we have defined match rules on the basis of exact match rules. So let's delete this. Now let's define the match rules on the fuzzy columns. So for that you have to select plus, same like that, and here you have to select fuzzy and click here to add the columns. So now one thing you can see, in case of fuzzy you are able to see exact match columns also, and you are able to see fuzzy match columns also. But if you are selecting here exact, so you are able to see only exact match columns, you are not able to see fuzzy match columns. Okay, so that's why fuzzy is very flexible. So that's why we in real time we always use a fuzzy. Most of the time we do use a fuzzy because fuzzy is having the lots of flexibility. In case of fuzzy we can compare the exact match columns also, and we can compare the partial matching columns also. So let's take the fuzzy match column because we want to do POC on this, right? So I am selecting this person name, I am pressing OK. Now press OK. What this is saying? Yeah, so here typical, yeah, this thing we will understand later. Yeah, here in match purpose we have to take like a, let's take person is there or not, we have to select the appropriate one. Person name is there, let's try to set. So this is taking, right? So we have to select, like if you are editing it, so you have to select appropriate match purpose, so that MDM will help you to identify the right match candidate, because I told that for each configurations some algorithm has been defined internally. Okay, so if you are selecting any configuration, so MDM will apply that particular algorithm in backend. Okay, so our data is related with person name, that's why I have selected match purpose person name. And in match level, let's keep as a typical only. We will understand this, we will understand it later. For time being, let's take this normal configuration and press OK, right? And let's save it. Now it will once you will do any changes in match rules, so it will always say, here it is saying that rule number 1 is fuzzy columns but no exact columns. Missing exact column can impact the match performance. Here you can see this is saying match performance, right? Because fuzzy match is a partial match, so it will generate lots of tokens, so it will take much and more time as compared to exact. So no problem, we have to go with the fuzzy for our requirement, so we'll say yes. Now we have done the fuzzy match configuration from the match and merge setup. Now let's create a test data so that we can apply this logic. So we have 6 record and some of the records are having consolidation indicator 1. So let's change the consolidation indicator 4 for all the record. How we can change that? Go to data manager, connect with data manager. From here we will be able to change the consolidation indicator. Select the appropriate record. For this record we can see consolidation indicator is 1. Now click on this flag sign. So once you are clicking on this is asking for what you want, like you want to queue for merge, queue for match. So once you will click on queue for match, it will change the consolidation indicator 3. Here you can see. If you will select the queue for merge, it will change the consolidation indicator 2. The same will reflect in database also. Here if you refresh it, here you can see for that record that changed to, for 4001 that changed to 2, right? The same thing will reflect in database also. For 4001 we have changed to 2. So now we want to make all the record as a new record, so let set as a new, so it will change the consolidation as a 4 for new record. Let's make all the record as a new record. So we have made all the record as a new record, right? Now all the records are new record. Fine. And let's see, do we have anything in, I think we don't have anything in merge table. We have something in merge table, right? So let's delete this, otherwise if you get more records then it will be confusing. So let's delete this. Now let's run the match job. Now let's run the match job, not match. So here if you are directly running the match job, then it will create a problem. So here we have defined fuzzy columns, right? So we have defined fuzzy columns. So first of all we run the tokenization, not the match job directly. Go to batch viewer, go to generate match tokens, this procedure, generate match tokens, and click on this particular generate tokens for BEMP, right? Because we have done the configuration for BEMP, right? So let's execute this. Once you will execute it, then you will see one strp table will come in picture. Here you can see record token ID is saying 6. So now you can see one more table will come in picture, that is called strp. So that will keep information of your tokenization. Okay, so strp table will keep the information about tokenization process, always keep in mind. So we are understanding all the base object columns, right? Most of the thing we have already understood. Now we are understanding strp. So strp is holding the information of tokenization. So here you can see, let's arrange it. So here you can see for some maybe for some of the record it can generate 2 tokens, for some of the record it can generate 3 tokens. For here you can see for 4003 it has generated only 1 tokens, right? And for 4004 it has generated 1 tokens, for 5 2 tokens, 6 1 tokens, right? So internally it will generate a number of tokens. It depends on the how big a string is. So it depends on the, like here we had a lesser string like only Sujit, that's why it has generated only 1 tokens. Here our string was big, right? Sujit Patel, that's why you can see for this we have got the 2 tokens. Here you can see, here also our string was small like Sujit something, so that's why I received only 1 token. But here our string was big for these 2 cases, that's why you get the more tokens. But your string, if the string is more bigger, then in, in some cases you can get 5 tokens, 8 tokens, 10 tokens also. Okay,
But is there any table that by SQL we can see from by writing SQL these tokens and trust?
Sorry, please come again.
Yes, which is right. Instead of do some background tables, so shall we do SQL and can we identify like for this on these many tokens and this is the trust? Is there from background tables?
See, from background table, from strp table, we can see the information about tokens. Okay, and if you want to see the information about trust, like of what the trust value it has stored for which record, so for that you have to come in data manager. From the database table you cannot see the trust value. Okay, so either you can see the trust value from this data manager or from IDD, from other application. You can see from SQL database table you cannot see the trust value. Okay, this token value you can see from this strp table. Like for this particular OID object, how many tokens have been generated. So in a real case, you know that there will be millions of record in base object. So here will be millions and millions of tokens will be generated. So for finding that record, we have to fire a query like select a star from this strp table where OID object is this. Then it will give you the all tokens of this particular OID object. Okay, so from here you can see the information about tokens. So here we see that for each row ID object, it is having SSA key and SSA data. So SSA key, we are able to see that this is a kind of some alphanumeric characters are there, some special characters are there, right? So this is generated by MDM by default, by itself, by it is having some hash algorithm. So on the basis of that, it generates the SSA key and SSA data. So in SSA key, we will have some special character also, but in SSA data, we will have our own main data. Here you can see our main information, and we will have some numerical value also. So that will be defined by MDM. We have no need to worry about that. So that will be generated by MDM. So just we have to focus on our row ID object, right? Like for this particular row ID object, how many tokens have been generated, right? So the appropriate token has been generated as per the length of the string by the MDM after the tokenization job. Now let's try to run the match job and let's try to see that MDM is able to find some match candidate or not. So after tokenization we can go for match job. Now come here and now run the match job. So which was this 738 I think. Match record 7. I think this is the log of this, right? November, let me check it. November 1. The time is 9:38, right? Yeah, so 9:37:54 something. This is the log for this record. So we saw that it is saying a match record 7 and queue for manual merge 7. Why queue for manual merge? Because if you come to your match rule here we have selected auto as a no, right? So that's why that record queued for manual merge, right? So if you want you can change it later. In the second part we can change it. So let's come to batch view. It is saying that 7 record got match for manual merge. So let's come to database. How many records we do have in database? Let's see this. We do have 1 2 3 4 5 6 record only, right? So why this is saying 7 records? Because in database we are having only 6 record, and in strp also we have got the tokens of 6 record, but here this is saying that match record is 7. This should not be 7, this should be 6. It is showing I think wrong value, because yeah, let's go to the match table, mtcs table. Yeah, okay, so here right, this is showing the right value. So here as we know that in here it will show the pairs, right? We have run the match record now. Here we have not actually I was thinking that I have run the tokenization by mistake. So we have run the match job, right? So in match job this represent the pairs, right? We know that that does not represent the number of record. If this is 7, that means it is representing the 7 pairs, right? So how the pairs could be more than number of records? How it is possible? It is possible, right? See, here we are having the 4 person in a meeting. So maybe I am matching with Devojit, Devojit is also matching with Ravi. Ravi is also mapping with Sai, and also possible Sai is also can match with Devojit. Sai can also match with Ravi, right? So same like a cross join, we know the cross join in SQL. Same like that, we could have a multiple probability of matching, right? So some same candidate can match with the different guy. Like I can match with Devojit, I can match with Ravi, I can match with Sai also, right? So I have the probability of matching with 3 other people. So that's why the number of pairs could be larger as compared to the number of records. Okay. So from here also we can verify that. Let's, if you go to match table, here the things will be cleared. Here you can see for these 2 records, for 4004 we are having 2 match candidate. This 4 is matching with 1 also, and this 4 is matching with 3 also. Same like that for 4003 MDM is saying that this is matching with 4 also, with 3 also, and 1 3 4. So 1 3 4, this 3 record is matching with 6, right? So that's why we are getting a more number of pairs for the 6 record. So how this is matching is taking place, let's try to understand it. Like why for 6 this is matching 3 records. So let's try to validate the data. So for 4006 we are having the match of 1 3 4. Now come to base object. Now let's arrange it. For 4006 it is giving the match of, what was the match candidate? 6, we are getting the match of 1 3 and 4, right? So for 6 we are getting the match of 1 3 and 4. So let's see the data, what the data we are having. So for 6 this is Sujit, so this is matching with the Sujit, because here you can see Sujit and Sujit, some partial value is matching, right, with the 2 strings. That's why it identified the match candidate. It identified one match pair. That's correct, right? This partially is matching. So that is the benefit of fuzzy. In case of exact, we could not get match of these 2 records, right? Because these 2 records are not exactly matching. Fine. But in case of fuzzy, we are able to find the match candidate of these 2 records. And of course, these 2 records are exactly same. So that will in fuzzy logic also, it will understand that these 2 records are same record. And apart from this, we are also getting one more candidate like this one. Here you can see SUJEET, these and these are matching, right? So 6 is matching with this and this. Although if you compare the whole string, so we are supposed to get only 1 match pair, but we are getting here 3 match pair for 1 record due to the fuzzy logic, right? So now if you come to likewise this, you can get like if you are coming to match, then for 4 you can see it is matching with 1 and 3. So let's see the actual data. For 4 it is matching with 3 and 1, I think 3 and 1, right? For 4 it is matching with, yeah, for 4 it is matching with 1 and 3, right? So for 4 1 and 3, so this is matching with this because these 2 strings are partial same, and this is also matching with this because this is also having some partial same record, right? And if you say like why this is not matching with this, so we already have this pair, right? We already have pair of 4 and 6, you can see from here. If you come to match table, so we already have the pair of 6 and 4 here, right? So that's why we did not show like for 4 6 here, because that pair is already here. No? So it generated the appropriate pairs as per the information what we have in the employee table. Here we are able to see that if the records are partially matching, then also we are able to find the match candidate. Okay, so that match candidate may vary. Let's try to change our tokenization logic. Let's try to come in a schema. Let's come in key, and let's here we had selected a standard. Let's try to select extended, and let's try to see this. Let's reset all the things. Now we are it is resetting all the match tables. That's not a problem. So now we have used extended. So in case of extended, as we know that it will generate it can generate more tokens, right? So here maybe that has been reset. So that has been reset, no data, that has been reset, and for EMP we will see that all the records have been changed to 4, because after running the match we had 2, but now that is been reset. We have selected yes now, so that's why all the things have been reset. Now actually we have changed this logic key with as extended, and we have saved it. Now let's run the tokenization again and let's see it, what is happening. Let's repeat the same process again, and let's see what the differences we are getting. So 37, yeah, this is the log. So here we see 6 record tokenized. Now come to strp table. Now this time we see that we got, I think, more tokens, right, as compared to previous. So here you can see for 1 we got 2 tokens, for 2 1, for 5 1, for 3 1, for 4 1. Not arranged, that is not arranged. Let me arrange it. Yeah. So here for 4 we got 3 tokens this time, not 4 tokens, right? Earlier we had got only 2 tokens for 1, right? Because we had selected what we say. Here you have to keep in mind we had selected a standard in that case, but this time we have selected extended. So I have told now, in case of extended, it will generate much and it will generate more tokens. Always it will generate more tokens. Okay. So that's why we are able to see more tokens at this time. For 6, for 5 also you can see 3 tokens. Earlier this was 2, right? So in case of extended, it will generate the maximum tokens. Okay. Now let's run the match job and see. Let's see how many match candidate we are getting. So let's see the match. Run the match job. No, we have not made any change. So let's run the match job. And keep in mind one thing, like after running the tokenization, will consolidation indicator will change? No, there will not be any impact on the consolidation indicator. Always keep in mind. Okay. So consolidation indicator only change once you run the match job. So tokenization will only generate the match tokens on the basis of new records. It will not change the consolidation indicator in the base object. Okay. So we have run it. Let's see. This time also we got the 7 pairs. Maybe in real time, suppose first time you got the kind of 1 million pairs. So second time we can get some extra pairs also in real time if you have much and more record. Okay. So that pair can vary because we have generated more tokens. So maybe that some of the records was not matching on the previous time, but this time we have generated more tokens. So maybe we can get more candidate, match candidate at this time. Okay. So number of candidate, match candidate can vary as per the different, what we say, as per different strategy of the key width. Fine. Now again let's select limited. Let's save it and let's try to see the number of tokens generated. Let's reset all the things. Now I think all the things are reset. We always try to use a data manager for all the things. Don't go in database. From here you can see all the things. Here you can see all the things are reset and consolidation indicator is 4, right? Now let's come to batch viewer and let's run the tokenization again, because we have changed the tokenization width as a limited, right? Let's run it. Now this time 6 record tokenized, that's fine. Now let's see the number of tokens in strp tables. So here you can see this time we got 9 tokens. Previously we got 13 tokens, right? So I told if you are selecting like a standard, so this is a recommended one. So if you are selecting standard, so it will generate more tokens as compared to a standard. If you are selecting limited, so it will generate less token as compared to a standard. Okay. So this time that's why you got some less tokens. Like for 1 we got 2, for 2 we got 2 something, like this we got these tokens. So let's run the match job this time and let's see how many match pairs we are getting. So always keep in mind, like for different key width, it will generate a different number of tokens. So you may get a different number of match candidate also. Always keep in mind in real time. So here again we got the 7 matching candidates. That's not a problem. So here you can see that as per the logic, it identified 7 record as a match records. But in real time, that could vary. For the 3 different scenario, what we had seen, like we had seen the number of tokens are varying, right? So same like that, that number of pairs can also vary. Don't think that this will always be same, okay? That can also vary in real time, because here we have a less volume of records, so that's why we are not able to observe it. But in real time, once we will have a millions of record, then you will observe that this number of pairs can vary. Fine. So we saw the limited one. Now let's see the preferred one. So preferred, let's see the preferred. Save it. Let's reset all the things. So go to data manager. Let's see all the record are reset to 4 or not. Yeah, so all the record are reset to 4 consolidation indicator. That's fine. And now also we have changed the key width as a preferred. So as in preferred, I have told you it will only generate 1 tokens for each record. So we are supposed to get only 1 tokens for each record this time. Let's generate the tokenization again. And here you see 6 record tokenized. Let's see the tokens. Go to strp table. Let's refresh it. And here you can see for 1 record there are only 1 tokens. We are having only 6 record in strp, right? So here you can see only we are having 1 record for only we are having 1 tokens for each record, right? So in case of preferred, it will generate less tokens. It will generate only 1 token. And let's try to run the match job for this also. Let's see how many match candidate it is finding. So this time, see, this time it identified only 4 match pairs, right? So I told you, as per the configuration with different key width, it will generate the different number of tokens, and the number of matching pairs can also vary. Always keep in mind. Okay, so here you see that only 4 match candidate we receive. Let's come to match table, and from here you can see your match candidate. So for 6 we can only see 2 match candidate, 3 and 4. I think we had also getting 1 match candidate previously, right? But this time 1 was ignored. Only 3 and 4 are matching with 6, right? So as per different configuration in key width, the number of tokens will vary, and it will impact your number of match candidates. Always remember it. Okay, so as per your data, you have to select appropriate key width, and always you have to keep in mind these all the key widths are having a number of token generated different, so it will impact your performance. So always keep in mind that it will impact your performance. So choose very carefully your key width. Do some POC on some test data in development, and if you are confident like this particular key width is working fine, then go with that particular key width only. Don't always select extended, like it will find candidate at any cost. So it may also find some wrong candidate, right? If it is generating more tokens, so some of the times it may happen that it may find some wrong candidate also, like the candidates which are not supposed to be belong for the same customer, but we have used a key width extended, so it will generate much and more tokens. So sometimes the demerit of this is that it can combine the other record also, which are not supposed to be the same record. Okay, so be very careful about this key width. So you have to do some testing on your development data, and you have to be confident like this which logic is working perfect for your data, then you have to go for that particular logic. Fine. So yeah, so as part of tokenization, these 2 configuration was important, like key width was very important. So I think we have seen a different key width after taking different configurations, right? Now we have run the we have selected the means we also know how to configure the fuzzy match rules also. And now let's run the match job for this, like because we have some match candidate. So here you can see the consolidation indicator change to the consolidation indicator should change to 2 for those all the records. Here you can see consolidation indicator has been changed to 2, right? Now let's run the merge job, and let's yeah, but one thing we have to keep in mind, like that record is queued for manual merge, right? Because if you go to a schema, if you go to merge rule, if you click on merge rule, so here we have selected auto as no. That means that record will be available in the merge queue. So if you try to merge this record with this auto merge, let's run it. So actually we have selected all what we say unique as we have done some different configuration. So always keep in mind that if you are configuring your match rules as a manual, here you have selected no auto, that means manual, right? So you have to merge that data from the merge manager. From here you can see all the data. So in case of manual merge, you will get your all the manual data here, and you have to merge the data appropriately. For this you are able to see we are not getting any match data. So here we are getting the data from base object, and here we are getting the match data. So for that we don't have any match candidate. For 4 we have 2 match candidate, like 3 and 6, here you can see, right? And for 5 do we have any match candidate? Yeah, for 5 we have a 4002 match candidate. For 6 also we have some candidate, right? So let's try to merge some record. Let's try to merge this record. It is having 3 candidate, 2 candidate, 3, 6. So we know that this 4 is matching with 3 and 6. So once we will merge this record, so out of this 3 record, 4, 3 and 6, only 1 record will become the master record, right? And 2 remaining record will be removed from the base object, and accordingly original row id object value will be changed in the xref table, what we had seen in the previous example, right? So let's run this merge job from the merge manager console. So how the merge the records? So where the option is, yeah, here you can see we have the it is saying merge the unmerged record with the match record. So what the match record we are getting, it will unmerge the it will merge the record with that. So let's try to merge the record. Merge was successful. So we had merged which one? 3. So out of 6 we are getting 5 records, right? So 2 record got merged. Like for 4, let's come to xref, because from here we are not able to find, right? So now let's come to xref, and from here let's see the, yeah, here from here we can identify. So these 2 record got merged, like for 3, 4 and 3 got merged, and 3 become the winner. Here you can see the 3 is the row id object, right? So we cannot see 4 in the base object. If you see in the if you go in base object, you cannot see 4 here, right? Because 4 become the loser. When we had executed the merge job for 4 and 3, so 3 become the winner and 4 become the loser. That's why 4 has been removed from the base object and 3 is here. But this 3 is also matching with 6. Now let's run this merge job for 6 also. So let's try to see which one is becoming the master record. So you can see 3 become the loser in that case, and 6 become the master. So let's validate it from xref also, it will be clear. So in xref you can see for 6 we have 3 candidate. So 6 got merged with 3, 4 and 6. So for 6 we had 3 candidate, like 3, 4 and 6. So out of 3, 6 became the master record and 2 become the loser. 3 and 4 become the loser, right? So that's why 3 and 4 we cannot see in database. If you see, if you reload, you cannot see 3 and 4, right? Because 3 and 4 were gone, because that were got merged with 6 and 6 become the master record. That's why we are not able to see 3 and 4, right? So that thing you can verify from xref. So always try to use the xref for finding the, like after merging, like which record got merged with which one, that we can see with the help of these 2 columns, row id object and original row id object, right? So from here all the things are getting clear, right? So that's all for the today's session. Like in today's session we understood about exact match strategy fuzzy match strategy, different population set, and more importantly, we saw the different key width for populating the tokenization, right? And we had also done a separate POC for each key width. So we saw that for each key width, there was the number of tokens generated were different, right? So it can also impact the number of match candidates in the MTCH table. So be very careful while selecting appropriate key width, because it will impact your performance, and it may also pick the wrong records as a match candidate, right? So we have to be very careful while selecting the appropriate match candidate, appropriate key width for generating the tokens.